A very great Wednesday morning to you, Brooks Baptiste here. We are so excited that you have joined Daily Dive today, where we're going to be breaking down the latest topic, trending topics, and all of that good stuff, and some of the news that you need to know within the day. So, lots of folks talking about phase two and what that means and how soon it could be coming. So, first, we want to welcome again you here to Daily Dive. Once you come on in, say good morning. We want to make sure we give you guys a shout out. And we're going to break all of that good stuff down for you. So, first, let's bring in Katie Jeffries and Keith Nelson, who are here today to, kind of join in with the show and say what's up to everybody. How you guys
Hi, good
doing? How are you ladies
morning.
doing, rather?
Ladies take over this morning.
I know y'all just taking over. That's what I'm talking about. Good morning to you, Candy. Good morning to you, Shelby. Good morning to you, Carolyn. Everybody saying gems, gems, gems. Yeah, gems is part of that phase two. Latasha, good morning. Sanicia, good morning. Alina, good morning. So, as always, we have a poll going. We want to know, do you think the city of Jacksonville is ready for phase two? Use that heart emoji if that's a yes, and then you can always use the angry face if you say no. So, phase two. Oh yes, the reaction I should say instead of the emoji. My producer just got me in my ear. He said, not the emoji, not the emoji." All right, so make sure you guys keep on chiming in. So let's get right into this. So it's been about a week and a half since the reopening of phase one, the phase one reopening plan for here in the city of Jacksonville. And Mayor Curry says it's about time for phase two. So let's kind of give you guys the details of what that means for the city of Jacksonville. So for bars and nightclubs, that means that they'll be able to operate at 50% capacity. Of course, they'll still have to practice some social distancing, and then the group size limit will be 10 people. Now, restaurants will then be able to operate at 75% capacity. There's still a priority for outdoor seating, and then a limit use of those salad bars and those buffets. Now, for large sporting events, people want to know about that. Will they be able to go on? That'll be able to operate at 50% capacity, but of course, you still have to practice some social distancing, and then theme parks could open with capacity limits. Now, here's the big one that I see so many of you guys asking about: the gyms and fitness centers. Yes, those would reopen as well. Of course, still have some more strict guidelines as far as sanitation and social distancing, but they'll be able to operate at 75% capacity. And a lot of those large venues, again, 75% capacity, group size limits would be 10. And then lastly, talking about salons, barbershops, and nail salons, which we know, those open last week, but people have been jumping on those as well, and those would operate at 75% capacity. So have you noticed the trend? 75% capacity seems to be that magic number, and of course it would still need some social distancing guidelines, and a lot of people would be kind of switching up how they do things, companies and organizations anyway, to ensure that the people are safe. So lots of you saying yay for the gyms. I didn't know people miss the gyms that much, Katie and Keitha.
People love their gyms.
You
I
know,
mean, that's part of the routine.
I guess.
at first I thought I was feeling a little lax about all of this. I was okay with starting to get back to normal, but then I felt a little scratch in my throat, and I'm like, wait, hold on, I'm still traumatized. I don't know, moving too quickly. So a phase two, come on, 75%. That's a lot of people. I'm comfortable with the salons opening up at about 25% or so, but not 75. That's a bit much.
Shelby saying, "OMG, it's the one thing I miss the most," referring to the gym, I guess. Yeah. I don't work out that often, so I'm not really hurt, but I've been working out at the home doing a thing or two, and that's probably what I'll still continue to do anyway. I do think about the gyms. I wonder how things are going to change on the inside, because there's only a certain amount of treadmills. Does that mean they're going to be spacing those out a little bit more, or maybe saying only one every other treadmill? Does it mean that for those free weights and whatnot, those are a lot of hands that touch on those? Now, I like to wipe my
Yes.
stuff down anyway before I work out on a bench or whatever it may be. I like to wipe it down, but everybody isn't like that.
Exactly. You said
Yeah.
that because I've seen it happen so many times. So you're encouraged to wipe down your equipment after you use it at the gym. They have these little stations all over the place with wipes, but so many times I have seen people just walk away and not do so with their sweat just dripping on. Ugh. So I don't know about gyms, but for those of you who are like, you really need to get back into one, I hope that they are, pretty strict when it comes to you wiping down. Or if folks don't do it themselves, I hope there are workers there to help out, step in and wipe down for folks.
I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they dedicate an employee to just kind of watching maybe the weights area. And then if they see somebody set it down and not wipe it down, run over there and try and clean it off. I suspect you're probably going to see like every other treadmill or like every other elliptical roped off to keep people separate. That would just be my guess of what you're going to see. But yeah, please wipe down after yourself and just be clean.
Yeah, just be clear.
Or the gym police will get you.
Yes.
So we'll see again. A lot of you all, talking about gyms and saying y'all are ready for this to get. And I'm actually kind of shocked, seriously. Now I know some people have been taking advantage of the restaurants that are, have reopened. And for those of you who have gone to restaurants, what are some of the differences that you've seen? I still haven't been out there myself just yet. I say honestly, I probably won't do that until more like June-ish. But if you've been out to the restaurants, let us know what you've been seeing and what's been changing, because we're curious to know that as well if you've been able to be out there. And Keith and Katie, have either of you been out to a restaurant or anything lately?
I haven't been to a restaurant, but when I was driving on Sunday, it was on Mother's Day. I went down to see my parents at their house. I noticed a lot of restaurants had outdoor seating, like they had kind of taken over their parking lot, put up tents, and moved the tables outside because the mayor relaxed the code enforcement rule for outdoor seating and dining. So I saw a lot of them making that change where people were outside dining, which on beautiful days like, today and through the weekend, supposedly it's not supposed to rain. I could see that as an option. Like that, I would feel more comfortable with than going inside someplace.
Yeah, I went to a coffee bar yesterday, and the difference is they're empty. There's no one there. Everyone's afraid, and I like it. Like, let me stop.
But
so you're
most
talking about
people
going back in
are
June, Brooks. The problem is, so will everyone else. So we're just going to see a wave of people. This is all so interesting.
Yeah, I think we just kind of have to wait and see. What did Ricky say? If we can pull this comment back up, saying you touch the freaking pin pad in every Walmart, Publix, Home Depot you go to, 300 people touched of the day. So what's the difference? Hey, great point. That's why I keep my hand sanitizer on me as well, for that reason, because I know everybody's touching it. And now, at least in some of those places, I know at least Publix, I'm not sure about the other stores, but at least you have the opportunity or to do the contactless payment. So you can do it through their app and stuff if you choose to. Or if you're like me and you just run it as credit, so you don't have to type in your PIN number, and that's a couple of less, numbers that you have to touch on that PIN pad. That helps save you an extra step and hopefully save you from some germs and whatnot as well. So you guys
places offer Q-tips too. That like they have little Q-tips, so you can like hit it and then toss the Q-tip.
Interesting. That I've never seen. That must be your stories, Katie, not mine.
Maybe it's just mine.
I know. So speaking of, traveling and whatnot, there's a photo that went viral of an airline. A doctor ends up tweeting a photo showing a packed plane over the weekend, and he was not happy about it. And it's now kind of causing some airlines to switch up their policies. One in particular, United, now says it will let customers know when flights are 70% full so that they can rebook if they choose to. Passengers can. And then the new policy comes just days again after a doctor tweeted about this unexpectedly packed flight from New Jersey to California. It went viral, went crazy on social media. United says that this is going to take effect next week and won't end until June 30th. So speaking of planes and what this could mean for traveling and whatnot, we know some people are starting to hop on flights now a little bit more. Some people are waiting for summer to see, will things be reopened so they can jump back on this. But now United, again, going to be notifying passengers when a plane is 70% full. So if you choose to say, hey, I don't really feel too comfortable being on this packed plane, you have the opportunity to either switch your flight, cancel it, opt out for a credit or whatever it may be. Great move or not so great move?
So that flight was going from New Jersey to LA, you said?
To California, yes.
To California. That's pretty interesting because when you look at the numbers right now, we know New Jersey is one of those places that's considered in the epicenter of this. More than 9,000 deaths at this point, which is only second behind New York City. Not LA, but California overall, they're being pretty strict with their rules and regulations, not opening up like a lot of other states are. So it'll be interesting to see if they even let them in just like that.
Right.
In Florida, we decided to ban people from coming here. So I don't know about them just letting in folks from Jersey so easily, which we know is one of the epicenters of this. So that's pretty interesting that it was packed, just flooding all those folks in that area.
And wasn't the doctor who tweeted that he was just coming back from treating coronavirus patients, right?
Yes.
So, and like
Yes.
I cannot commend doctors and nurses enough. The work they are doing is amazing. But I, as a passenger, would be a little nervous if I was sitting right next to a doctor who I knew had direct contact for weeks with COVID positive patients. So that would, if I was a passenger, that would make me nervous because symptoms may not show up for 2 weeks. They may not know if they have it yet or
Right.
not. But yeah, in general, you're not going to catch me on a flight anytime soon.
Well, I think this is also a great opportunity for airlines to kind of, step up to the plate and protect their passengers. Anyway, I just want to say this before I get to that point. So Los Angeles County, they're saying that their stay-at-home order is likely to be extended for the next 3 months. So crazy that people are even going over there right now. But back to the passenger seat. Do you see how packed that flight is? If you look at that image, my thing is, why don't we maybe block off? Not that this will probably do too much, but it'll be a little bit better than having people so scrunched up on a flight. Maybe
Of
block off
course.
that entire, center seat
Yeah.
and at least have a seat in between people. I know the airlines are feeling it right now because people haven't been flying, so which means probably, they've lost some millions and billions of dollars. So I get it, but at the same time, I think you would have to, protect the people.
Of course, it makes the airline, you said it's United, makes them look
Yes.
so greedy and so selfish. I mean, how dare you allow so many people on this one plane, which you already know is like a tin can. Someone sneezes, it's not going anywhere. It's disgusting. I mean, and like you said, at least block off the middle seats. That's
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting thing, but also with people jumping on them, hey, if people choose to feel comfortable enough to do it, then they can and they will. Okay. All right, I was trying to see the comments as well. All right, guys, let's get over here to this next story. Now, this is what the folks are really talking about. Disney Plus this summer, July 3rd, is going to be a very, very, very special day. For all of you Hamilton fans, you will now be able to stream the movie. Katie has a smile on her face because Katie is a Hamilton fan. Yeah, many folks are excited about this. We know it wasn't supposed to be released until next year, but it's going to be coming out early. So just consider this an early Christmas present.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So I haven't seen it yet, but we had tickets for when it was originally supposed to be here, like a month ago, and it got rescheduled for, I think, end of August is when it's now going to be in Jacksonville. So I'm stoked to see it in person. I can't decide if I want to watch it on TV first or if I want to save the experience and then see it for the first time in person. I might wait and watch it for the first time in person, get the full experience.
I say save it. Save it until you get that full experience and then give it a shot.
All right. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, many people liking this because it's definitely the original cast. And it was filmed back in 2016 over a 3-day period. It was filmed back in 2016. So again, it was set to be released next year, but it's going to be coming out July 3rd. So most folks are definitely excited about that. Now, here's another thing that I'm excited about. You talk about restaurants and the industry and how it's really felt the pain of this pandemic. Well, Guy Fieri, which we know is a popular TV show host, and he's on, what is it, Dine and Dash. He just gets to eat everything. He's like the national foodie. We used to have Cameron Eppinger, who was our local foodie, but, he's like the national one. And he ended up raising $20 million to help laid off restaurant employees in their time of need. So many people giving him a lot of props because restaurants, as they've been, closed and some are just now starting to reopen, a lot of these waitresses and waiters and these chefs, they didn't have anything, any money. They weren't getting anything. So he raised all of this money for those different employees and whatnot. And actually, if you happen to be listening and you happen to be one of those employees, I do want to give you this web address so that you can make sure you apply for that one-time $500 grant if you choose to. But as I'm finding that, Keitha, what do you think about this and how it's going to help the people?
It's great to see people like Guy, celebrities, using their platform for good at a time like this when so many are without. We know a lot of celebs, they have money in the bank, right? They're okay. This is not a big deal for them. So for them to step outside of their own worlds and think, there's those that are in desperate need right now. Why don't I help? Why don't I use my platform for good? That is just really nice to see. So kudos to him.
So that address for people to apply for that $500 grant, again, you apply for it online. It is rerf.us, rerf.us. And that is the website where you go. You literally just click on it, apply, and you can have a $500 grant to help you out in your time of need right now, which is excellent.
Good stuff.
Quick and easy, right? Now, here's this last story before we go. Got to show you this funny and hilarious dog. Folks want to get back into game nights, right? So folks want to get into game nights. I'm ready for a game night, but I'm not really ready to have everybody over at my house just yet. So I want to, maybe chill out for a bit. But here's a dog owner who actually decided to let his dog play Connect 4 with him. Now, you're going to see this video as soon as we get it up of how funny and hilarious it is, simply because, and let me know if we don't see the video, just because I can't see it on my end. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. So this dog actually gets upset while playing Connect 4. So I just want you to kind of watch this just to see, exactly what happened. And it's an Australian shepherd. It's a 1-year-old, and he really looks like he's into it up until the moment his owner blocks his move. He wasn't so happy about that. And this is just how they're doing it. This is how they're spending some of their time, at the house. And Spotty is his name. And he says, look, he may not be the best sport, but he's just too adorable for us to care. And you're going to see him, knock over the game because he was just not having it. That's me when I play game nights or have game nights. I get ready to throw the game around because I don't have time.
I love that. I saw it this
I'm
morning.
sorry. I can't see and I can barely hear, but it sounds hilarious.
I love when he pushes it over with his paw, like, done.
Look, he gets his move block, and he's like, oh, is that how we want to play this game? So he goes and knocks the game over. I tell you, dogs have some personalities. I don't care what anybody says. Dogs have personalities, and they have some human traits sometimes, and it just makes you laugh because you're like, wait, where did you learn this from? How in the world did you know to push over a game because you were mad about it? Greg said, did I hear that there's a party at Bridget's house? You did not, Greg. There won't be any parties over here. That's our executive producer, by the way. But yeah, there will not be any parties over here. So we got to love it. So let's go on and pull up the poll results so we can see what you all think about phase 2, because we're just about out of time. It looks like 50 of you say yes, Jacksonville is ready for phase 2, and 28 of you say no. If we could just pull up those graphics one more time, just so I can kind of give folks that are just joining us what phase 2 really means for a couple of the different spots here in our city. So bars and nightclubs, they will be able to operate at 50% capacity. Restaurants operating at 75% capacity, and going to be a limited use of salad bars and buffets. Let's skip over to this next one. Large sporting events, will those be a thing? They can operate at 50% capacity, and then theme parks will be open with capacity limits. I've seen, kind of what Disney's doing. They have maybe like 2-3 rows per ride because they want to space people out a little bit more. Folks wearing masks and stuff out there. This is the one in Shanghai, I should say. So don't get too excited. It's not about the one here in Orlando just yet. And then let's get over here to this next one, where the gyms and fitness centers, which is what everybody is talking about, they're going to operate at 75% capacity, and then those large venues at 75% capacity as well. So as I was saying earlier, it looks like 75% is pretty much that main number. So again, you always can keep on chiming in and let us know if you think that it is about time for phase 2 of the reopening process. It is only a week and a half since phase 1. So some folks are saying a little too soon, but then you have others, as you can see, that say, let's do it. Let's keep things moving. So, and there's one more. Okay, and then salons and barbershops, which we know have open, those will operate at 75% capacity, and retail businesses as well. So as always, you can chime in, and we thank you so much for joining us here on Daily Dive. Keitha and Katie, it's always good to see you, my friends. I miss you guys in the building and whatnot. So one day we'll be reunited, right?
One day.
But until that time, you can always join us here on Daily Dive at 8 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday mornings. So stay safe, continue to practice social distancing, and continue to wash those hands. We'll see you next time.